Okay, what we're looking at here is my Sega Saturn work in progress Supergun adapter, basically. This is a discrete logic adapter for Sega Saturn controllers. Basically, it just decodes the data that is multiplexed by a Saturn controller IC. And as you can see, this is working just fine. Directional buttons work properly. The different A, B, C, X, Y, Z do the punches and kicks properly, and start functions properly for the start button. I don't have L and R wired up for anything on this currently, but what I'm having issues with is, see, it works fine on official Sega pads. What I'm having issues with is my MC Cthulhu based arcade stick. So I'm going to plug this in and you'll see the strange behavior. Now this works perfectly fine on a real Sega Saturn. That Saturn right there, I use it all the time. But whenever I have it hooked up to this decoder, you'll just see what happens. So with directional inputs, somehow directional inputs register as punches. Kicks come through properly, but punches register through as directions. And I have no explanation as to how or why that is the case. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Now, I'm going to explain in the post kind of what some of the things that I know about how this decoder works. As you can see on here, there are four, what are these? 74 LS 374s, I think. I may be wrong about that, but basically those are the chips that are actually doing the decoding. The rest of the hardware on here is just there to take the state data and turn it into latch signals for those decoders. But basically, the directional buttons and the three punches, so X, Y, and Z in this case, those the way that this is coming through, as far as the mapping on this test, the punches are on the same data pin. Like the punch, like a light punch is on the same data pin as left, and medium punch is on the same data pin as down, and fierce punch is on the same data pin as up. But it's on a different state in the normal Saturn pad operation. So it's like the MC Cthulhu, something about how it emulates the Saturn discrete logic is like screwing up, is just like not reporting the correct data lines for the state that it's being polled for by the discrete decoder, and somehow the decoder is polling, state, I don't know, state 1 off, state 2 on. I don't know if that's an accurate representation of what's happening here, but just as an example, the decoder is polling state 1, state 0 off, and then state 1 on, and for some reason the Cthulhu is reporting back the data pins for, let's say, state 1 on, state 0 on. I don't know. It's like it's not reporting the state. It's reporting the data, but it's not reporting the data from the correct state that it's being polled for. And I don't know. I suspect that it might be an issue with the clock generator here on this board not being exactly what the Sega Saturn uses. Maybe it's not running exactly the same frequency. But I really have no idea. So any advice would be helpful.